Hello, welcome to the episode of this course. In this episode, we are going to be looking at how to customize our theme. Okay, now you can see the layout of this blog is determined by the theme. Now, when you install and activate your theme, what you are seeing by default may not be all for the theme. Okay, like right now, you can see the footer. We cannot see some things in the footer. We can only see this right up here on the footer. Okay, but we can add other things to this footer, and even at the top here we can add other things. And how do we know which part of this theme we can add some things to? Any part of this theme that you can add some things to, they are controlled by widgets. In one of the previous lessons, I told you that when you have your sidebar and each section of the sidebar is controlled by widget. Now, to know the widget and the sections on our theme, what we have to do is just to go to our dashboard and click on customize. Okay, so with this we can customize our theme. Now, before I go to customize, let me click on themes. Okay, so I will be clicking on themes as if I want to install a theme, but I just want to show you something right here. Okay, so now the active theme is always the first theme on the list. Okay, so these are the themes I've installed, but they are not active. So if I want any one of them to be active, I just need to click on activate. Then when I click on activate, then it will be active. Now this color magazine X is the one that is active right now, and I hope this is the theme you are also using, and I hope that you have also created your post like this. Okay, so I told you that you should create 10 posts at least. Okay, so coming back to this theme that is active now, if I hover on it, you will see theme detail. So if I click on it right now, we can see this place, we can see this slider, we can see another section here, we can see another section here. So you can see how it looks like. Now if I go to the front end, you can see that our front end is not actually looking like the sample that is here. So whenever you install your theme, you may need to come to your theme and click on the theme so that you can see what you can actually do with the theme. Now whatever you want to do with the theme, when you need to know the widget areas on the theme, what you just have to do is to come under appearance and click on customize. Now I don't want to leave this dashboard, so I'm going to just right click and open link in a new tab. Okay, so it is loading right now. So what we are going to do right here is that we want to know the widget areas on this theme so that we can know how best we can maximize the usage of this theme. Okay, so now let's go back to customize. So now when you click on customize, it will take you to this environment where you can add some things and remove some things here. Now you can see the items here. You can see general setting, header, front page slider section, blog setting, typography, footer settings, background image, menus, widgets, home page settings, and so on. Now let me start from the general settings. So if I click on general settings, you can see I will see other items under general settings. So I can see site identity. So if I have a logo to upload, I can use my logo right here. Then if I want to change the title of my blog, then I can change it right here. And the tagline, if I want to change it, I can change it. Now if I want it displayed, of course it is displayed already, so it is checked. But if I want to uncheck it, I can uncheck it. Okay, so if I uncheck it, you can see the title and the tagline are disappeared. Okay, so if I click on publish and refresh the front end now, you can see that the title and the tagline are no more. So whatever you want to do to your theme, you can actually do it under customize. So I'm going to display the title and tagline because I'm not using logo. But if you are using logo instead of your blog name, then you can decide not to display the site title and tagline, then your logo will display. Okay, then the next thing here is icon. Okay, so we can click and select site icon. What exactly is this site icon? Now if I go to my front end, you can see the title of my blog and the tagline. You can see Ola Phillips blog. Okay, now beside it you are seeing something like an icon that is looking like the icon of the word. Okay, so you may need to change it, and it is important that you change it actually with your logo. Okay, so if you want to change it, you come here and click on select site icon. Okay, so you can choose your site icon, but for now I don't have a logo that I want to use here, but let me just use this as my logo. I may decide to crop image, so let me just crop it because it has to be in a square form. Okay, so I want it to be square. Right, then I'll click on crop. Okay, now if I click on publish right here and refresh my front end, okay, you can see right now that the site icon has changed to the logo that I put. It has removed that word icon. Okay, so that is that about site identity. And if you want to remove it, you can remove it. Click on remove, it will be removed. And if you want to change the image, you can also change the image from here. Now if I go back and click on site layout, okay, now you can see the site layout. It is wide. You can see it is wide. So from here I can choose this. If I choose this, then the site layout will be smaller. Okay, then I can also reduce and increase the container here. You can see this container is 1200. Okay, so if I publish right now and come to my front end and refresh, so you can see the layout is now smaller. It is not as wide as before. Okay, so it depends on what you want. Okay, but I prefer the wider layout. Okay, so from here you can control the width of your sidebar, you can control the width of your main content, you can control the width of the entire website from here. Now from here you can also enable dark mode. Now let me mention something about theme customization. Theme customization is actually dynamic. It depends on the theme that you are using. These items that we are seeing here right now may not be present in other themes. Okay, so you have to pay attention to the customization of whatever theme you are using. Okay, so like this enable dark mode, you may not find it in any other theme. Okay, so but I prefer that white, so I don't want to enable the dark mode. Okay, so let me go back then and come to preloader. Okay, so you can see the preloader. If I refresh this blog right now, you can see that black stuff that comes off first. This black is the preloader. So we have three types here. You can choose any type that you want, and if you don't want it, you can disable it from here. You can see enable preloader, and if you click on this toggle button, it will disable it. Okay, so if I click on this toggle button and click on publish and let me refresh this page, you can see that preloader does not come up. Okay, let me refresh again. That preloader does not come on. So it depends on how you want to customize your website. Okay, so but let me turn it on because I think I like it. Okay, then another one is social icon. We have social icons that you can choose from. When you click on this drop down, these are icons that you can choose from. Okay, so this is Twitter icon. You can put your Twitter link here, and you can add other icons, as many as you want. Okay, you may not find this in other themes. You may also find it. Okay, the items on customization depends on the theme that you are using. Okay, so if I go back and click on category colors, okay, you can see all categories that we have created right here. We have celebrity gist, foreign news, leadership, local news, and the rest. Okay, so they all have the same color. I may decide to change all the colors. So you can see right here, you can see all of them, they have local news, society, they have the same color. So I may decide to give them different color. Okay, so let me just choose any color at random. Let me just choose any color that I like. Okay, so you may just change the color so that people will know that, okay, these are not the same. Okay, so now if I click publish and refresh my blog, now you can see that we now have different colors for different categories. Okay, so you can see the colors that I've chosen. You can see the colors right here. Okay, now let's go back. If I go back now and click on scroll to top, okay, scroll to top, I can enable it and I can also disable it. So what exactly it is? Okay, now if I scroll down, okay, I've scrolled down, and to the right bottom corner here you will see back to top. If I click on it, it will go back to the very top of this page. All right, so if I don't need this back to top there, I can easily disable it right here. Okay, so I'm going back now. Then let's go next to sidebar layout. Okay, so the sidebar, we have three types here. We have the one for archive, we have the one for single post, we have the one for page. Okay, so now if I come to this blog and click on leadership, for instance, then it will show me the archive of posts that has to do with leadership. Okay, so when you click on any category, the page it takes you to is where we call archive. Okay, so now you can choose your layout here. So I've chosen my archive that it should be main content and a sidebar to the right. Okay, so for this first one, it is sidebar to the left and main content, while the third one does not have sidebar at all. Now if you look at this place now, we don't have sidebar yet, but I'm going to teach you how to add your sidebar. Okay, now if I go back, I want to leave the layout just like that. Then if I go back to color, you can see primary color, header text color, background color. So you can change the entire background of your website, and you can change just the header text color, you can change the primary color. That simply means if I change this red color to something else, this Ola Phillips blog is going to change because it's picking the primary color. All right, so you can do that according to the way you like it. Now let me go back to the main settings. So the header settings, we can have header image, we can enable the top header. Okay, but I don't want to put any image in my header, but if you like it, you can just upload any image there. Okay, top header, like I told you, this blog is not having top header for now, but if I enable this top header and publish, then if I refresh, this blog now has top header. Okay, but the top header is not carrying anything for now, so I can decide to add anything there, maybe a menu or something like that. Okay, so I can add anything here. So let me just leave it enabled like that. Then let's go back to trending. Okay, so the trending section is also a section of this theme. So if I enable it, okay, so the trending section shows the popular tags. Okay, but we don't have much tags on this blog for now, but you can see trending now. Okay, so you can see it at the top bar, trending now. So if we have any popular tags, then it will be showing right here. Okay, so let's go back. Then we have ticker. Okay, so this one that is moving right here is what we call ticker, but right now it doesn't have a label. So the ticker is active. We may decide to take it off and it will be removed from the website. Okay, so if I publish right now and come to the front end and refresh, you will see that this news that is moving has been removed that is called ticker, and it has been removed. Now if I go back to put it on and I want to enable ticker label, so I enable the ticker label. Okay, then the ticker label is showing headline. Okay, you can decide to change this text if you want. You can make it latest news. It depends on you. So if I publish it right now and come to my front end and refresh, okay, you can see the ticker is back and the label is also there. So you can remove the label if you like, and you can also remove the ticker if you like. Okay, let me go back to the home page. Now I can come to extra option. So you can see enable sticky menu. What is sticky menu? If I scroll down on this block, you can see that my menu is sticky to the top. Okay, so if I off this sticky menu, then I will not see this menu again until I scroll to the top to see it. Okay, now enable social icon. I want to enable it. Okay, so you can see it right here. This social icon is enabled, and I can also enable site mode. All right, so you can see the site mode. So let me publish and refresh my blog. So right here you can see the social icon. Don't forget, earlier on we saw these icons where I said you can paste your social handle. Okay, then the site mode, you can see if I click on this, it turns to dark mode. Okay, so if I click on it, so if you want your user to be able to toggle it, okay, so you can enable it. Okay, so let me go back. Then page title, of course we need our page title, so don't turn it off, just leave it checked. Okay, then we have the breadcrumb. Okay, of course I've told you what a breadcrumb is, and it is essential you leave it. So for instance, if I come on leadership and click on leadership, then you can see home to leadership. Okay, so this is what is called breadcrumb, and it is advisable you leave it like this, don't turn it off. Okay, so now if I go back to the main content, you will see front slider section. Okay, so I'm going to click on it. Blog post content is on already. Then I can select my category to be celebrity gist, for instance. Then if I go back, slider content, then if I click on that, I can turn it on. Okay, so you can see right here, you can see the slider content. Now it is now looking like the sample we saw here. Okay, in the first place, it is now looking like this sample right now. Okay, so I can select my category. If I want all categories to be displayed there, I can select it. If I want only one category, I can choose fashion, for instance. So fashion will be the one dominating that slider. Okay, so if I go back and come to featured post and turn it on, okay, you can see the slider, the featured posts are now active now. So you can see featured news. Okay, and it is here. Okay, let me publish and refresh my front end. Okay, so let me go home. Okay, now the slider session, why is it not displaying? Did I turn it off? Slider content, fashion. Okay, maybe there's nothing in fashion. Celebrity gists, is there anything in celebrity gist? Okay, so we have some posts in celebrity gist. So now if I refresh my front end right now, let's see how it looks like. Okay, now you can see our blog is looking so beautiful right now. We have the slider section, we have this section, and we have another section here called featured news, and you can change it if you like, and you can choose categories based on your own discretion. Okay, so now you can see other posts, but we are still going to add sidebar to this page, so follow up. I know this video is becoming long, but I just want everything about customization to be in one video. Okay, so if I go back here under customization, then blog settings, Okay, so we have archive page, single post page, and 404 page. Okay, like I told you, when you click on any of these category, the page it goes to is called archive. Now, if I click on just one post, for instance, that one post, the page it goes is called single post page. Okay, so you can see we have just one single post here, so this is called single post page. While if I click on category, it takes me to archive. Okay, so you can see we have archive of society post here. So I hope you get the difference between archive and single post. Okay, so when you see archive page, you should know that you are customizing your archive page, and when you see your single post page, you can know that you are customizing your single page post. Now on my archive page, now we are choosing this layout that is having 2 columns. Okay, and if you look here, you can see we have just 2 columns. Now if I choose this one that is having 3 columns and click on publish, then come here and refresh, you can see that we now have 3 columns. Okay, that is for archive. Now if I go back to single page post, let me just click on the post here. Okay, so we are now on single page post. You can see that after the post, we just have comment form to make a comment on this post. Now if I come to my customization and enable author box and enable related posts, so when I enable these two and publish, let's see the changes that occur on this page. All right, so you can now see we have author box. Okay, so from here we know the author of this content. Okay, then we have related posts. If you notice earlier on, these 3 posts were not here before as related posts. We just turned it on, enable related post. Okay, so you need to pay attention to your customization so that you can make most use of your theme. Okay, then we come to typography setting. This is where you work on your font, the type of font you want to use, but for now I think we are okay with the type of font we are using, so don't let us waste time here. Then let's go to footer setting. Okay, so under footer setting we have our layout, so we may decide to choose just 2 columns, 3 columns, or 4 columns. It depends on you. So when you choose 4 columns, then your footer will be divided into 4, so you can have 4 columns to add your widget. Okay, then if you choose 3, you will only have 3 to add your widget. Then we have bottom footer. Okay, so the bottom footer, now we have color magazine, and this is color magazine right here. So you can change the text here under this color magazine. You can put your name, you can put the name of your blog just the way you want it. Okay, then if I go back, now we can have background image. Okay, so when you put background image here, it will cover the pages of your blog. Okay, but I don't think it is necessary for now. Then we have menu. Of course we have worked on menu before. The same menu you are having here, you can see view all location, top header, primary, which we added main menu before, then footer. Okay, so the same locations we have here is the same location we have when we click on menu here. Okay, so we've worked on that already. Now the next one is widgets. We will talk about widgets in the next lesson. Then we have home page setting. Okay, so of course, just like the one we did under settings on our dashboard, you can choose a static page to be your home page, and you can choose your latest post to be your home page. Okay, but for blogging, your latest post is your home page, so just leave it as your latest post. Now let me publish this right now and go back to my front end and refresh. Okay, so we can see it right here. Let me go home. So far so good. Under our customization, we were able to add these icons here, and if you put your link, when anybody clicks on it, it can take them to your social media account. Then we were able to add this site mode, and we were able to add this label here, headline, and you can also change the text if you like. Then we added this section, this slider, we added this section and this section also, and we made our layout here to be 3 columns. Okay, let us go back to our customization and check what else do we have. Okay, so we have additional CSS. This place is for programmers that understand CSS. Okay, so CSS is a styling sheet on its own for full stack programmer. Okay, so if you want to customize your theme in an advanced way, that is when you will be needing this. But for now, we don't need it, because actually we can do everything we want to do on our blog without going to CSS at all. Okay, now we'll be working on widgets in the next lesson, and in the next lesson also we'll dwell more on these footer settings, because we will need to add our widget to our footer. And in the next video also, we'll be adding our sidebar to this blog. So the next lesson is going to be centered on managing our widgets on this blog. All right, I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I hope you will be able to keep your enthusiasm to the end of this course. All right, I want to see you becoming one of the top bloggers in Nigeria, and I will see you in my next lesson. Thank you for watching this lesson.